President, will the distinguished sponsor of this measure yield the floor to this representation for a few clarificatory questions?
I would be very honored, Mr. President.
Thank you. At the outset, Mr. President, it goes without saying that this representation is fully supportive of your Honor's initiative, no, to accelerate the construction of classrooms and school buildings. However, there are some issues that need to be resolved or at least clarify with the end in view of making sure that once enacted into law, the measure will truly serve its purpose and not end up as a dead letter law. No?
Yes, Mr.
Maraming
President.
issues po rito. First off, Mr. President, under Section 3 of Senate Bill 1482, yung civil society organization or CSO refers to a non-state, non-profit association that works to improve society and the human condition. The basic types of which include non-government organizations, civic organizations, cooperatives, social movements, professional groups, and business groups. No, I think you called this provision under Section 3 from the DILG Memorandum Circular, no, 2025-050, kasi parang verbatim. Ano? However, under the new Government Procurement Act or Republic Act 12009, CSOs or People's Organization, POs, are to be invited as observers throughout all the procurement process. However, non-government organizations are allowed to participate in negotiated procurement, you know, when an appropriation law or ordinance earmarks an amount to be specifically contracted out to non-government organizations. There goes the problem, Mr. President. Kasi kung i-involve natin ng mga CSOs sa construction ng buildings, ano, one way or the other, directly or indirectly, at na-interchange natin yung definition ng non-government organization with CSOs, baka magnapolis tayo rito.
Okay.
So how do we resolve this issue, Mr. President?
Yes, Mr. President, maybe to give a background why we included CSOs. During our hearings, nalaman ho natin that our CSOs like Hope Foundation, Angat Buhay, the Chinese Chamber were actually building classrooms at a much cheaper rate than DPWH. At maganda naman po yung kanilang nagawa. In fact, through different senators here, marami rin pong nasuportahan dyan in the past who were able to complete classrooms. In fact, I found out recently that there's one NGO, I think, that has made more classrooms than DPWH. So what we included, Mr. President, is we included CSOs with track record in school building para masigurado na wala pong fly-by-night NGOs or CSOs ang masasama dito. We also included that DepEd will come out with their own guidelines with regard to which CSOs can participate in the classroom building program, Mr. President.
And even NGOs, provided that they will not be allowed to participate in biddings, no? Because as I understand, Mr. President, yung participation ng NGOs at saka CSOs, limitado sa mga free, di ba? Pero kung gagamit ng public funds, and i-involve natin yung participation ng NGOs, and they will be allowed to participate in biddings, no? In the construction of the school buildings and classrooms, medyo may problema tayo. Kasi merong conflict of interest.
What is the conflict of interest, Mr. President?
Because if we involve the NGOs,
yes,
and they will participate in the biddings, and they will actively participate in the monitoring, etc., nandun ang conflict of interest.
Mr. President,
so probably, pwede tayo maglagay ng caveat, ano?
Yes.
Na provided that they will not
monitor themselves.
Yes,
exactly, Mr. President.
Yeah, yun, anyway, at the proper time, maybe we can use the proper language,
yes,
to clarify that particular issue.
Yes, Mr. President.
But
definitely.
I have no objection to allowing NGOs to be active partners in the school building program of the government.
Yes. In fact, Mr. President, I think Senator Marcos also wrote us with similar concerns. And we can work with your offices to propose the proper language to have a tighter definition at the proper time, Mr. President.
Now, let's run some numbers, Mr. President. Uh, for the period 2022, or i-move na lang natin a little further, 2020 hanggang 20, ano ba yung notes ko? Hanggang 2025. Ano? Ang total na appropriations para sa school building, yung BFF, no? Yung facilities fund, ano? Basic Education Facilities Fund.
Yes, Mr.
Umabot na
President.
siya ng 91 billion 279 million pesos, ano, more or less. So ang na-construct na classrooms during the same period, para apples to apples, 2022 to 2025.
Yes, Mr.
Ang
President.
total number of classrooms, 14,005. Kasama din dito yung not yet started, NYS. Pag binilang lang natin yung completed saka ongoing, 7,172 yung completed, ongoing 4,962. For a total of 12,132 classrooms. You know? Ang average space or land area needed to construct one classroom is 63 square meters. Okay. If we multiply 12,132 sa 63 square meters, ang lalabasan dyan is 882,315 square meters, no? Or 88.2 hectares. Gusto ko lang pong ibangga doon sa so far appropriated or yung na-utilized sa construction ng classrooms, which is huge, 91. Please correct me if I'm wrong, baka mali yung computation ko.
Yes, Mr. President.
Kasi kung gano'n ang numbers na nakikita natin, meron tayong nagagastos na sa 12,132 na 36.396 billion. Ang total amount na do sa BEFF, Basic Education Facilities Fund, 2022 to hanggang 2025, 91.279 billion. So kung 36 billion lamang yung nagagawa at saka ongoing, meron tayong unspent fund in the amount of 54.883 billion. May I know the status of the 54.883 billion, Mr. President?
Yes, Mr. President, we'll have to check that status, no, kung ano pong nangyari dun sa perang yan in 2022, 2023, and 2024. But for 2025, Mr. President, yung completion po ng DPWH is really only at 60. In fact, our numbers, Mr. President, is much lower than your numbers in terms of completed classrooms. Kung yung pondo po na hindi nagamit ay napunta po sa savings or na-realign, we'll have to check that. But for 2025, they will definitely not meet what was allocated to them. In fact, napakalayo po, Mr. President. And what we understand to be the reason for this backlog is because only DPWH was allowed to build classrooms in the period that you had mentioned. From 2022 to 2025, only DPWH can build classrooms for the Department of Education, Mr. President. Kaya primarily, yung bill po natin, tinatanggal po sa DPWH yung responsibilidad na gumawa ng classrooms at kinakalat po natin sa mas maraming local government units and participating non-government organizations. So primarily, Mr. President, the reason why we're pushing for this bill is because we feel that DPWH, as seen by the numbers that you have stated, cannot really implement the needs of our country nor of our children. Now, with regard, Mr. President, to the 2025 budget, pwede pa po yung ma-realign, pwede pa po yan magamit because the year is not done. But for 2022 to 2024, Mr. President, we can check now kung saan po napunta po yung hindi nagamit na pondo.
I have you the breakdown, and you're correct, ano? Kasi pag completed school buildings or classrooms ang pinag-uusapan, nasa 7,172 lang. Kasi
Even
yung
lower, Mr. President.
4,960, yun yung ongoing. Kaya ang aking total, 12,132. Yung not yet started, yung 1,873. Now, ang breakdown, tama po kayo, 2025, ang completed 7 lang eh.
Mr. President,
As of October 31, 2025.
well, we have the
Maybe mas
latest.
update.
Yes,
Okay.
our latest numbers is 60, Mr. President.
60 from 7 as of October 31.
Yes, Mr. President.
All right. Ongoing 423. Nabawasan siguro sa datos ninyo yung ongoing.
Mr. President, 60 ang completed, may ongoing, but the target was actually much bigger than the ongoing. So meaning, based on target, malayo pa rin yun, Mr. President. Even if they finish the ongoing, malayo pa rin yun sa target po, Mr. President.
And that's the intent of this bill para ma-accelerate.
Yes, Mr. President.
Yeah. So, ang isang related question is, yung DepEd po ba mayroong technical and financial capability to properly evaluate the CSOs that will be tapped? Ano? Or will DepEd hire additional engineering and audit personnel to manage and monitor these projects?
Mr. President, according to DepEd, and we've met with them numerous times, that they can manage this. In fact, they recently had a classroom.
On their own?
Yes, Mr. President. They had a classroom summit where they discussed the plans to build more classrooms with the private sector, with LGUs, with NGOs, Mr. President. And we've aligned with them at lumalabas naman po na handa po sila dito po sa challenge na ito.
Meron na ba silang initial inventory ng mga CSOs that will be tapped for the purpose?
Wala pa, Mr. President. Not for this. They have a list of partners that have been raising funds on their own and donating classrooms to DepEd. Pero yung magpa-participate po dito sa CAP bill, wala pa po because we don't know which of those NGOs will participate in this CAP bill.
But more or less they have an idea
Yes, Mr. President.
and they have already identified the possible CSOs and as you said, even NGOs to participate.
Iba, Mr. President, because some of these NGOs, and I've spoken to some of them, they're wary of accepting government funds also. So many of them would prefer to just keep on using the donations that they have or their CSR if they're connected to a large company to fund the classrooms. So far, Mr. President, dahil wala pa naman po yung batas, wala pa pong nag-signify na nais nilang mag-participate po dito sa bill po natin.
Okay, since LGUs will also be tapped or will get involved, ano? Meron na ba tayong identified na LGUs na nakapag-construct na ng classrooms? Do you have the data on how many classrooms these LGUs have already built?
Yes, Mr. President, we have actually reached out to LMP, LCP, League of Provinces. We were able to get some of their data. We can share this with you, Mr. President. There's one particular best case, which is the one in Iloilo, Mr. President, that was done with Synergia Foundation. And they were able to show that even to the barangay level, kaya po mag-build ng classrooms. In fact, ang kwento po dyan, Mr. President, at the barangay level, talagang inlagaan yung classroom kasi yung mga gumagawa ng classroom kasama po ng mga barangay officials, mga anak nila mismo at ako ang nag-a-attend dun po sa school site na yon, no? So there are cases, Mr. President, where LGUs have successfully been able to do this in a faster rate and at a cheaper price, Mr. President.
At what cost, Mr. President? Compared to the standard, because we asked DPWH,
Yes.
ang standard cost nila is 3 million pesos per classroom.
Yes, Mr. President.
More or less. So at what cost yung mga LGUs na nag-construct ng cheaper or more expensive?
Definitely cheaper, Mr. President.
By how much, Mr. President?
So, if I may explain, Mr. President, in our hearings, lumalabas si DPWH nasa 3.5 million pesos, no? Yung kanilang classroom. Anywhere from...
This is including tables and chairs?
Hindi po. Wala pa
Wala
po
pa.
furniture ito. So that's about
So
3.5
nag-overprice
million.
na naman yung DPWH kasi yung standard. We asked Yusek Bernardo
Okay.
3 million per classroom, not including tables and
Yes.
chairs, ano? Just the structure. Sabi niya 3 million. Pero sa actual pala, 3.5.
Well, Mr. President, it's on the record in our hearings na
Yeah.
3.5 million siya. Roughly 3.5 million.
While the LGUs
The
could
LGUs, Mr.
construct
President.
one classroom
Low of 1.5 and high of 2 million. So
with the help
syempre-
of CSOs,
No, Mr. President. On their own.
standalone.
And then the CSOs, Mr. President, anywhere from 800,000 to 1.2, 1.3 million. Now, yung pinagkaiba nun, Mr. President, the CSOs, they don't charge a margin, no? Yung contractors, wala pong margin yan. And they're able to get some support here and there. So bumababa po talaga yung cost. Yung LGUs naman, Mr. President, yung mga nakausap po namin at nahingan po namin ng kanilang datos ranges from 1.5 to 2 million, Mr. President. So what we've done, roughly, Mr. President, is that we've also capped the cost of the classrooms in our bill. And it's roughly about 1.8 million here, Mr. President, as a price ceiling. So ibig sabihin, Mr. President, pwede pong mag-propose ng mas mababa doon, pero hindi pwede mag-propose ng mas mataas po doon. Now, naaral po ito ng aming komite. We were able to get support from different architects groups, different quantity surveyor organizations, Mr. President, pati rin po yung mga submissions ng LMP, LCP, and the NGOs. And recently, Mr. President, during the Classroom Summit of DepEd, nagbigay na rin po sila ng 28,000 pesos per square meter na price cap. No? And we intend, Mr. President, at the right time to adopt that price ceiling in our bill. Currently, ang computation po namin is 28,500. No? Ang nabigay po ng DepEd recently, 2 weeks ago sa kanilang Classroom Summit, was 28,000. So nag-usap na po kami that we will just adopt that standard with the bill. So we will propose an amendment. And DPWH originally was at 55,000 pesos per square meter. So this is about half the price of DPWH, Mr. President. At uulitin ko po, this is a price cap. No? So meaning, kung kayo po'y nasa sentro, nasa syudad, nasa malapit na lugar, you can of course bid for lower, no? Or propose a lower amount. But you cannot propose a higher amount than 28,000 per square meter, Mr. President.
Yeah, thank you for the response. Ano nangyari na dun? Yung last mile schools program ng DepEd, this
Opo.
was I think initiated a few years back. Ano? Will this be absorbed by the CAP?
Yes, Mr. President. And in the law or in the bill, we included a 20% buffer for areas which are further out or which may need higher logistical costs, Mr. President, to the discretion of DepEd.
Okay, and lastly, Mr. President, how do we resolve the issue of the availability of land?
Yes, Mr.
Kasi
President.
during the past, even during the past budget hearings, ito yung laging dinadaing ng DepEd. No?
Well, Mr.
Walang
President.
lupa because ang requirement ng COA, kailan titled.
Yes, Mr.
So
President.
how do we resolve that issue? Kasi it will be a
Recurring.
Recurring issue. Kasi
So-
kung kailangan ng title and most of our real estate properties, especially in the provinces, mga tax deck eh.
Opo. 3 things, Mr. President. Unang-una, napakarami po nating condemned classrooms na hindi po ginagamit. So once a classroom hits 50 years, condemned na po yan. Hindi na po pwedeng gamitin. So in some of the schools na puntahan po natin, kalahati ng classroom hindi po ginagamit. Ginagawang bodega or hindi man lang ginagamit kasi hindi na po pwede yung mga bata dun sa mga classroom na yan. Some of these classrooms were for replacement 5-10 years ago and they're still not being replaced, Mr. President. So unang-una,
And these are covered by deeds of donation already. Property tanto ng DepEd.
the schools are currently there, Mr. President. No? Hindi po ito bagong lupa. Yung iba po may deed of donation, yung iba may tax deck, at yung iba po may titulo.
Sino po yung may-ari ng mga lupa na kinatitirikan ng mga school buildings na condemned?
Still the same po, Mr.
Private
President.
owners or?
It's the same, Mr. President. Pareho pa rin. So these are current campuses, Mr. President. So may nakatayo na po diyang mga eskwelahan, no? So in short, Mr. President, wala naman pong bagong lupa na kinukuha yung programa o yung DepEd. It's just a matter of tearing down the very old classrooms and building there para magamit na po siya. So that's the first, Mr.
Yeah.
President.
Yeah, Mr. President, I remember when I was in the primary school, elementary,
Opo.
yung aming classroom, silong ng bahay ng principal.
Opo. Mr.
So
President.
how do we resolve kung halimbawang, yes, merong building nakakonstruct sa lupa na siguro hindi na rin alam ng DepEd kung sino may-ari ng lupa. What if the owner, the real owner or the legal owner suddenly comes out and reclaim the piece of land that he owns? Kasi nakaugalian na lang sa probinsya na okay, natayo ng school building o ng classroom, hindi na kumibo yung may-ari
Yes, Mr. President.
for some reason. But kung condemned at papatayuan ng panibagong building, siyempre necessarily kukuha ng building permit.
Yes.
Eh biglang lumabas yung may-ari, kiklaim niya. That's another issue, Mr. President.
Yes, Mr. President. But, Mr. President, the gap is so huge. Napakalaki, Mr. President, na yung napondohan po natin is not even a fourth of the classroom needs. So definitely, Mr. President, uunahin natin yung mga shovel ready. For the first year, and I'm guessing ang prediction ko po for the first 3 years, we will be able to work very fast in the areas na handa na po. Kaya mahalaga po yung kahandaan. That's actually we put that in the bill as one of the main standards for choosing a site, no? Dapat handa na po siya, meaning lahat ng mga problemang ganyan po naka-resolve na. But with regard to the land, Mr. President, so unang-una, yung condemned nandiyan na, pwede pong gumawa ng bago. Yung pangalawa is to go vertical, no? And do a second or a third or a fourth floor.
That's not addressing the issue that I raised. What if the owner of the land where the
Yes, Mr. President.
condemned classroom or school building sits, biglang lumabas, oy, akin yung lupa na yan. Hindi ko na kayo pinapayagan na mag-construct. How do we resolve that issue?
Mr. President, this is where the LGU comes in, Mr. President.
Babrasuhin ng LGU.
Well, kakausapin po ng maayos, no? But I have visited some schools na yung pamilya po na may-ari nag-aaway sila. Kaya nakatenga. Pero
Especially heirs, ha?
yes,
Remember,
Mr. President.
Pag namatay yung original owner, kailangan pang mag-extrajudicial settlement. At minsan umaabot sa mga apo. Ang daming pipirma dyan.
I'm aware, Mr. President. But the truth is, Mr.
I'm
President.
just anticipating this all these issues.
Yes.
I'm not really opposing
Yes, Mr. President.
this measure. In
But,
fact, sabi ko nga, I'm fully supportive.
Opo.
Kaya lang, baka mag-crop up yung mga problema na hindi ina-expect, saka pa lang tayo mag-cure, late na tayo.
Mr. President, with how big this problem is, ang tingin ko po, all of those with problems, we can move them down to next year. Unahin na muna natin yung mga ready to build na po at handa na. And to be fair, Mr. President, since we've been working with LCP and LMP here, nagsasubmit naman po sila ng mga schools na handa na po talaga. And we do check kung maayos po yung titulo, merong deed of donation. Definitely, Mr. President, up to the first 2 or 3 years, we will have enough schools na wala pong problema na pwede tayo mag-build. And in the meantime, our LGUs and DepEd can work on securing these necessary approvals, Mr. President.
So with the help of the LGUs, assuming na naipas na natin itong
Opo.
batas, with the help of the LGU, CSOs, etc., in 3 years, ano po yung ina-anticipate nating number of classrooms na maitatayo?
Mr. President, the last time po tayo nag-privilege speech, we talked about finishing this problem in 6 years, no? At 6 years, we need to spend about 90 billion pesos every year for 6 years at a price cap of 1.8 million pesos per classroom. So roughly, Mr. President, that's about 39,000, no? Specifically, 39,000 classrooms per year to finish it within 6 years.
Will that be enough to close the gap or,
It will close the gap, Mr. President. It also addresses buffer for classrooms destroyed by natural calamities. The increases every year because of population. So naka-factor in yan, Mr. President. It's about 39,000 classrooms per year for 6 years. Now, Mr. President, what we've budgeted for this year will only cover roughly about 30,000 classrooms, Mr. President. But because we are doing new modalities and DepEd will do a PPP hopefully by next year, we can test different modalities, Mr. President, kung ano po yung pinaka-successful, and we can fund the successful modalities more as the years go on, Mr. President. But definitely, yung modality na DPWH, hindi na po pwede talagang doon tayo nakasandal. Kasi for the past 3 years, Mr. President, as you've said, hindi talaga gumagana yung gawa po ng DPWH ang classrooms po natin.
I'm just thinking ahead, Mr. President, kasi I'd rather avoid these problems or at least preempt the problems to occur rather than, they're already.
Yes,
That's
Mr.
exactly my point. That's why I want to anticipate all these problems para in the future, hindi lang ma-close yung gap, kundi baka catch up tayo talaga doon sa required. Remember, population is growing also.
Yes, Mr. President.
May catch-up may catch-up pa rin na gagawin diyan with the growing population.
Mr. President, in fairness naman po to DepEd rin, no? They also understand that we need to push for different modalities. This is one modality. Previously po kasi, it was just one. DPWH lang po yung gumagawa ng classroom. And that led to only 60 classrooms being finished for this year, no? So what are the different modalities, Mr. President? LGUs, CSOs, but obviously the LGUs will be a much bigger share there. And then yung PPP, Mr. President, similar to what was done during the Aquino administration, where we had the biggest classroom building in our history, if I'm not mistaken, no? They plan to do that, Mr. President, and it's just taking them a little time. In fact, we intend to have a hearing about this in January para malaman ho natin why it's taking a little bit more time than expected. But what we imagine, Mr. President, is that we will exercise oversight to make sure that every year we're hitting our targets at nakikita po natin ano yung modality na pinaka-successful dito po sa ating sa intention po ng ating batas, no? And from there, we will work with the Chairman of Finance to really fund ano po yung pinakamainam na modality. Right now, ako po, I'm proposing working with LGUs as the alternative to just leaving it up to DPWH. And simply put, Mr. President, kung noon, parang naka-centralize yung ating mga efforts, with working with more LGUs and more partners, parang dinidecentralize po natin yung effort natin. At sana po, sabay-sabay talaga gagawa yung iba't ibang partners po.
Will DPWH be completely out of this program?
No, Mr. President. Sa pag-uusap po namin with DepEd, they will still allocate budget for DPWH because Secretary Dizon has spoken to DepEd and said that they want to, with a renewed effort and better systems, they want to engage again. And sabi ko naman, Mr. President, if they do want to engage, pwede, but we should put a price cap. Kung may price cap po tayo na 1.8 million, dapat lahat ng modality, ganun din po yung presyo or lower.
Again, I'll go back to past budget hearings. Magulo yung merong pondo per classroom construction sa DPWH, may pondo rin sa DepEd. So,
Mr. President, I would be happy with an amendment stating that the price cap is across all classroom building programs, Mr. President.
That's good to know, Mr. President. And by the way, Secretary Dizon is only good up to 2028, I suppose, I assume.
Yes, Mr. President.
What if it's the opposite of a Secretary Dizon that will take over? We'll have another problem.
Ako, Mr. President, we will try different modalities for this year. We will monitor it and we will make sure po na nagagawa siya. And then the modality that works the best, yun po yung pondohan natin. Basta meron tayong budget para po dito for 6 years. No? That's really my goal because, Mr. President, ako honestly, I think it was mismanaged in the past 3 years. No? DPWH really mismanaged this.
Everything.
Everything po. Napupondohan yung mga flood control, yung classroom na pinaka-basic sa ating bansa, hindi po napupondohan. And to have accomplishments of 30, 40, 60 a year is simply unacceptable. Kaya po, dito po tayo pupunta. But I will give it to the new DPWH. I know that they're trying their best to reform. Baka naman po, pwede pa sila mag-reform. We can see if they can...
hopefully, Mr. President.
Hopefully. But, Mr. President, kung di nila magagawa, pondohan natin yung maayos. No? And personally, I will put my... I will bet on this horse, Mr. President, more than putting it just in one agency.
Yes, at the proper time during the period of amendments, will you be open to some suggestions like use of PRAC, tax incentive for landowners or even school or building owners who may want to lease portion of their property under a tax incentive scheme or arrangement?
Yes, Mr. President. In fact,
Kasi problema talaga natin dito, lupa.
Opo. We're prepared with an amendment, Mr. President, allowing for lease and for outright purchase of buildings.
Even use of PRAC, Mr. President.
Which we already introduced in the special provisions for the GAA. We will also move to include that in the bill, Mr. President.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. The Senate President is leaving at 5 o'clock, so I have to take over.
Thank you very much, Senator. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Your Honor.